your backyard there.
One of the areas that when I lived in Springfield, that I went to was right in town, a green belt through town that had sidewalk and benches all along it. Mm-hmm. And at night, you know, at the green belt, actually, there's, you know, where all of that, where the walking path and everything is, you know, the forest actually goes way out. You know, they can get out of town into the actual forest real easy, but right there in town, I mean, you're still in the city limits, and way in the city limits. But I mean, you don't have to go a million miles out into the wilderness like this. I could walk across town and get right to them.
There's a researcher over in Sweden that's documenting that right now, where there's a greenway in between these two little towns, and there's a big forest on one side, and there's frickin' markers where they're using this greenway in between the two towns, and apparently going through there at night, and they got fucking markers that they've been setting up in there. And he's just like boggling his mind. This is the same thing you're finding in North America, and it's in a greenway over here in Sweden, you know.
Have you heard any stories from New Hampshire? Because it's like that, because it's so populated there. They still find a way.
Yeah. Well, they're good at sneaking and hiding. Caveman will vouch for that. They got nothing to sneak and hide behind over there where he's at, and they still do it.
They'll hide behind bushes about that small too.
Yep.
They think they're hiding behind those bushes.
Well, some of them are better than others.
Yeah, that one big male was in just grass that was knee high, and it wasn't thick grass either. And we never saw him. They saw it. The people that were watching the live stream sure did. Nope.
Yeah, and how long ago was that? And now here it is. We just show it the other night, and Caveman goes, "Oh, there's another one."
I guarantee you, if he goes through all of them, he'll find more.
Yeah, so we backed it up and looked at it a couple times, but no shit, there's the head popping up and going back down again.
And he said, "Go back. There was one right there." 10 seconds before the big one, there's another one. The head pops up from a log 10 seconds before the one in the grass.
Every once in a while, I get a scent of like a skunk.
Yeah, that's
it's really faint. Yeah. You've got that too? Yeah. Okay. You get it.
Well,
Stank apes.
for me, I guess I don't know how you would take it. I have a lot of scary encounters before, and this is just one of them. There was this chicken thief that my grandma was complaining about, and she had a lot of chickens, and a lot of chickens were being stolen somehow. And I used to herd sheep for my grandma down to the south. On that side, that's where I live now. But I would go down there, you know, just be herding sheep all the time down there on my horse. And one evening, as I was bringing the sheep back up to on top of the mesa, I saw the chicken thief, and it was a skunk. And
Not a skunk ape.
no,
just a
not
skunk.
the skunk, just a skunk. That skunk had a chicken in his mouth and really booking it the other way as I was going up north, and it was going down south. And so I turned around and said, you know, I'm going to be, my grandma's going to be proud of me. So I started to chase it, and I was throwing rocks at it and trying to run over it with the horse. And all that time it would just stop and go like this. I didn't know what it was. And then it would just do that. And I would run over it. And all this time I guess it had been spraying on me.
Oof.
And I started to smell like burnt rubber. Really didn't know what it was, but now, you know, I can tell. But at the time it just smelled like burnt rubber. And I just kept doing it, kept trying to kill it, kept trying to kill it. Then finally my horse just like gave up, like I don't want to smell this no more.
You're torturing me.
And I left it outside. I bet you it was stoned or something like that because he just stood right there. And I got off and I started, throwing rocks at it. And the chicken, he let go of the chicken way back there, and I was really, throwing rocks at it. And it just so happens there's a little hill that fingers out like that, and there's another a big one on this side, but this one was small, and we were having our battle right in there. And then all of a sudden, while I was doing that, I was herding the sheep when it was about 3 fingers. The sun was about three fingers up, and it got dark. The moon came up. And I was still trying to kill it, and then that skunk, I was starting to win because that skunk would fall over, and then I'd still be hitting it with rocks. All of a sudden, in the moonlight, a black man runs out and goes to where the skunk is and picks it up and just crunches it on his head. And I'm standing from here to where Dan is sitting.
Oh my God.
Right there, and it just sat down. And the only thing that's lighting up the area is the moon. And I thought it was a black man, like George Jefferson. And I stood there, and I was just looking at it. And like, damn it, I was my fun ended right there. And then I turned around. Wanted to get back on my horse. My horse was booking it up towards the hill, the mesa. And I just started walking. And I got up to that big hill, the big fingering hill. I got up on top. I looked back, and it's still sitting there, really chomping down on the skunk. And I was thinking, who would do that? And
Not George Jefferson.
And here I started throwing rocks at it. These rocks were just small. Kept throwing it. Every time I threw the rock, then it would just go like this. And I knew I was hitting it because you hear the sound, the thump sound. And it would just sit there, just eating it. And I walked all the way back to my house, not knowing. And then I walked in the house. My horse was there, just I guess still stoned, and we just trotted back to the house. And I walked back inside the house. We call it hogan, the round houses that we have. And my grandma, my grandpa, they were sitting. I guess they were waiting for me. And my grandpa says, "Whew, here, go back outside, boy." He said,
Boy, you smell.
And so my grandma kind of said the same thing, so I stopped and went back
Go get the
outside.
tomato juice.
And then my grandma brings out a real big pan of water, brings out that real big bucket, and then tells me, strip down. So I stripped down and started pouring pine sol and Clorox.
On you or your clothes?
On me, powder, soap, and all of that.
Yeah, they just burned the clothes.
And all of that. So she took the clothes away and then just burned it. She washed me, but I guess I still smelled like a skunk. So she rolled me up in the while I was still in the pan. She goes, "Where were you?" I said, "I was down there. I caught the chicken thief and I was killing it." And this black guy ran out from the hill on the other side, sat down right there, right in front of me, and took a bite out of that skunk. And then she just, grabbed me.
Aw.
Never go down there at night. She goes, never go down there at night. And then she goes, right now, while she wiped me down and rolled me up like a burrito. And, I was just laying there, in one position all night long. But I went to sleep, and I heard her telling my grandpa, about what I had said down there, the black man, and all that. And then my grandpa says, well, I'll check it out tomorrow. He says. So all this time, I never knew that that was a Bigfoot that just came right outside. As a little boy, 10 years old.
Was that you were 10?
Yeah, 10 years old. A Bigfoot runs out there right in front of me and takes a bite out of skunk. And I never knew that. I never knew that it was like, I don't know how long it's been looking at me or if it was tracking me. I never knew that. So, these things reoccur in my mind all the time. All, what could have happened, all of that. And that's, I don't know how you would take it, but I would like that. And then the one that really kind of like,
Can you aim that at me a little bit more?
really,
needs these.
I would say,
Good what? I'm
Can
sorry.
you aim that a little bit
Yeah,
more
yeah.
towards me, please?
Sure.